Welcome back. Equity Podcast, Berek here. Lifespan, Healthspan. We're going to talk about the difference between the two. So, what we think about a lot of time is why we're at the gym, or we're working on what we're eating, while we're working on making sure we're getting enough sleep, and while we're working on, building, relationships with each other, focusing on our mindset, is building our lifespan. Hey, we want to live longer. And that's great. There's things that we can control and there's things that we can't control. And doing all those things that I just mentioned is one of those, or some of those things that we can control. Um, on the other side of that, though, and with lifespan, a lot of that, like lifespan as a species, increases with with technology. So as healthcare, as different technologies, different medicines, like those things are going to really affect our lifespan, maybe more than we can actually do. Um, Being able, the treatments in cancer and different diseases and um, better practices on how to help people expand their lifespan is going to be on that side. When we start talking about health span, that's where our 5 factors of health can really help us and where we can really see some big gains. And what we mean by health span is the span of our life where we are healthy and independent and we don't have to rely on other people. Like, if I'm living to 100, but 80 to 20 is just me not doing anything, just sitting in a chair, yes, I can be very, I can find a way to be very um, uh, happy in that space. But if I could be up and about and doing things and playing with great grandkids and going for walks and doing other things, I'm probably going to have a little bit more fulfilling time. So being able to build that health span, so now instead of, you know, healthy at 80, I can get to 90, 95. Like those are like some really good times to do that. We want to expand our health span. So limiting that, making that lifespan and health span, like making that gap smaller, being able to just keep going for as long as we can is what we can really do by making sure that we're eating well now. Just start making better decisions. We're not going to see that next week, right? If you eat well for a week, you're not going to see that. But if you do that over decades, like that's going to add health span to your life. When we make sure that we're getting enough sleep, yes, you might be able to go on 4 or 5 hours of sleep for years, but that's eventually going to catch up with you. If can start getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep, again, short term, you can probably actually feel that in the short term, but even in that long term, you're going to be able to, you're going to see it on that end. With working out, if we are strength training, if we're getting some cardiovascular endurance, if we're working those 10 general physical skills, we work on our balance, we work on our strength, we work on all these things, we're going to be able to do those things longer, right? We're going to be able to sit on the floor with our grandkids. We're going to be able to walk up that mountain when we're, in our 60s and our 70s. We're going to be able to do things and not just, play pinochle all day, right? We're doing these things because we like being active and we want to continue to be active for as long as we can. Connections, like we want to build connections with people. Isolation reduces our health. We are mental health, like it's such a big thing now. And when we don't have close connections, when we don't have connections that you can, connections, and how do we define that? Like somebody you can be vulnerable with, somebody that you can hug, somebody who feels the same way you do, like somebody that you can reciprocate those feelings. Having those type of relationships are really beneficial. And just like working out is hard, building a relationship that can handle those type of things is hard as well. But if we can start working towards that, that's going to help us in the long run. When we have a community, when we have a group of people around us, that is going to help us be healthier longer. And the final one is that mindset piece is, if we can focus on getting out of the victim mindset and getting to a positive, a optimist mindset, or a seeking challenge mindset, a warrior mindset, that can help us in the long term. If you're constantly putting yourself, all of your things, everything in your life is because of something else and not because of you, that is a victim mindset. And if you're constantly in that state, we're never going to be able to reach for more. We're never going to be able to start working towards better, because it's not your fault. It's somebody else's fault. And that's not the case. We are the people responsible for us. There's one person in my way, and that's me. There's one person in the way to getting where I want to get to, and that's me. Taylor Swift isn't always wrong. So what we need to do is we need to work through that. And again, that is not easy. It starts with awareness. We need to make sure that we're aware of the way we talk to ourselves, and then we need to be intentional with adjusting how we talk to ourselves, right? Blaming everything on the outside is not going to help us get to where we want to. By taking ownership, by taking extreme ownership over where you are, and that you can make changes in your life to get you to where you want to be. It might not be as fast as you want, it might not be exactly where you want, but you can start working into that direction. By just saying, oh, it's because of him or her, because of this or because of that, that doesn't help. It's not going to help you get there anywhere. Nothing's going to happen from that. You have to do those things. So when we combine working on all 5 of those things, that's how we can build our health span. We can start living the life that we want to longer, and in the later years of our life, we can extend that health span so we're doing the things we love longer. So understanding the difference between health span and lifespan. Lifespan is just how long we live. Health span is how long we are living, right? How long we're doing the things we want to be doing. I hope this concept kind of helps, right? We've got the lifespan, the health span, we got the 5 factors and how they can help bridge that gap and help get you to where you want to be. Hope this was helpful. If you think like somebody in your life would benefit in hearing this, share it with them, and let me know if you have any thoughts. As always, I really appreciate you guys checking this out and taking the time out of your day to listen to me rant for a little bit. I appreciate it. Cheers.